listens to radio. Hey, let's see if we can get some sports going tonight, huh? A lot of stuff going on, and we're wanting part of it to be sports. As always, yes sirree, it is a Friday night. That means we've got a big helping of sports coming your way. I'll get this thing shared around as quick as I can, and then we'll get on to the program. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great weekend plan. Hope we got some sports ahead of you you're looking forward to. We're going to go through the NFL, Major League Soccer, UFC, and any sports of the day that we can find for you. And we're going to serve it all up in a big, giant bowl. There'll probably be some cheese on it. Maybe a little garlic. Certainly cracked black pepper. And it ought to be one heck of a Friday night show as we get this hip-hop party started right. Cap off the week. Send you off into your weekend of sports. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to make it tonight. I'm getting this baby shared around as quick as I can. This actually is a form of sports I like to call cardiovascular group sharing on the various social media networks. I'm hoping to be on the Olympic team this year. We'll see what happens. I'm not super hopeful, but I'm not really that, unhopeful either. I think I should be on it. That, we got to go to the trials and see how we do against everyone else. And then it's off to the Olympics where we'll face, all the foreigners and try to bring home the gold for the USA in social media sharing. That's just what we do here. Let me see here. Did I already do that one? I don't care. I'm going to do it again. Anyway, I got Thursday night's game correct. Oh, yeah. I picked that one. So I'm already 1-0 in my NFL picks. That's the way to get started. Let's see here. We go to the YouTube, folks. See what comes up on the old rangefinder next. Yeah, but we got plenty of sports. Oh, yeah. We'll get this thing started. As soon as I get it shared around to the internets. It'll take just a couple more seconds here. Let's see. Podcast. Well, we want all the podcast people to have it, that's for sure. And big night. Big day. There's some college football going on, but none of it's very good. Absolutely none of it's very good. So we probably won't go over it. That's what we do here. We really just want to give you the sports that you enjoy. The sports that suck, we're not quite as interested in. In the sports that suck. Pickleball, we will not be covering pickleball. I'm sorry. We just won't do it. Let's get our Twitter posting done. If you got a hashtag you'd like to include, I will put it into our lineup. Sports talk, sports, NFL, MLS, come on now. UFC. There we go. And that ought to do it for tonight. All right, let's get this baby going. Tweet for me. Tweet. Come on, man. Don't make me wait on a tweet. That's criminal. That's not very sportsy. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's get this thing started. And let's cover the sports. How about that? All right, everybody, put your hands together. Come on, let's clap it down. Let's clap it down. Here we go.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
but he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire.
Because he spit hot fire.
Yo, he even got the last name. And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
Mm-hmm. No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
Well, you're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of. You know, you people in the news media, all of you, dwell on some negative piece of like that, and I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just. And you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh of the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Oh, and I recommend that you just listen to the show. It's a Friday night. I'm Tom Gulley. This is the Unnecessary Sports Show. It's really not that necessary, unless you like sports. Anyway, tonight we're going to go through our NFL, Major League Soccer, and UFC predictions. We'll cover the sports stories of the day. We got a Big Ten football game going on right now. Minnesota leading Maryland 35-21 with about 2:50 left in the third quarter. Not much else going on. Gotta tell you. It's a big sports night because we're going to make all of our predictions, but there's really not a lot going on. Hey, guess what? The White Sox, they hired a 76-year-old guy. I'll tell you my Tony La Russa story. It's mildly anticlimactic. Just a little bit. But I'm going to tell you about it anyway. So, hope you've got a great sports weekend planned, and there's plenty you're looking forward to. We are going to cover our NFL predictions right off the bat, so stay tuned for that. We'll get into the stories of the day right after I tell my Tony La Russa story. See, I used to live in St. Louis, and I used to work downtown. And I think, for about 3 weeks, I passed Tony La Russa on the sidewalk on the way to my bank and a restaurant I used to go to. Dude was by himself every time, wearing an Izod shirt, pair of jeans, tennis shoes, and every time I'd go, "Hey Skip," he'd go, "How you doing?" and give me a point. "How you doing?" It's pretty much the story. Never really had a conversation with him. Never really just, "Hey Skip, how you doing?" That was it. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, he could have just big-timed me. I've been big-timed before. You know what big-timed is, right? That's when somebody, they big-time you. They're big-time. They don't really have to acknowledge your existence in the universe. But not Tony La Russa. 76 years old. A.J. Hinch got hired by the Tigers. Apparently they called him Seconds after the World Series ended, which maybe has something to do with, baseball not being happy with him or whatever. But he's hired. He's with the Tigers now. And maybe they'll be stealing signs. Maybe they won't. We'll have to find out. Anyway, let's get to those NFL predictions. We're going to go to our schedule real quickly. And already got Thursday night's game correct. Thank you. 1-0 so far. New England will be at Buffalo on Sunday. I'm taking Buffalo at home. New England, kind of a dumpster fire right now. Tennessee at Cincinnati. I take always the team playing against Cincinnati. That won't change here. I am taking Tennessee. Las Vegas will be at Cleveland. Oh, this is going to be a tight one and a tough one. I think they're going to get after Cleveland. I think they're going to get after them real good. So even though Cleveland's at home without Odell Beckham Jr., I'm going to go ahead and take Las Vegas. Indianapolis at Detroit. Detroit with the big win last time out, but I will take the Colts. Minnesota at Green Bay. Give me Green Bay. The Jets at Kansas City. Do I even have to say it? Really? Does it even... I will take Kansas City. The LA Rams at Miami. Give me the Rams. That move to Tua Bad move by the Dolphins, and the Rams will be victorious. Pittsburgh will be at Baltimore. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a real good one. Give me Baltimore at home, hanging the first loss on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chargers will be at Denver, and Denver not looking that great lately. I'm going to take the Chargers. New Orleans at Chicago, and I love Nick Foles, but I love Drew Brees more, so give me New Orleans on the road. San Francisco at Seattle. The Seahawks, I think, are just going to be too much for them. So give me the Seattle Seahawks. Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas, a dumpster fire. I don't see them performing well on the road, so I will have to take the Philadelphia Eagles. Tampa Bay at the New York Giants. Always pick against the Giants. Always pick against the Jets, at least right now. And so give me Tampa Bay. As much as I do not like Gronk, I am taking the Buccaneers. Teams with a bye this week: Arizona, Washington, Jacksonville, and Houston. There's your NFL schedule for this weekend. There's our picks. We'll update them on Monday and see how we did. Let's go to Major League Soccer real quickly, and I will make my selections there. If you're in our chat room, make sure and chime in, or you can give me a call at 817-522-3948. We'd be happy to talk about any of the sports in the front of your cerebral cortex. Oh, by the way, tell me if I'm wrong, too. It rarely happens. Rarely happens. But, it does sometimes happen. Saturday, 2 matches in Major League Soccer. FC Dallas will host the Houston Dynamo in a battle of Texas teams. I am going to have to say that FC Dallas is going to take this one. Houston not coming along as fast as perhaps Coach Tab Ramos would like, but that's what we've got. Nashville, the expansion team, taking on the Chicago Fire at home. I like the Chicago Fire beating that expansion team. On Sunday, we've got the Columbus Crew hosting the Philadelphia Union. Crew in a tailspin. Union playing well. I'll take the Union. Atlanta United against FC Cincinnati. Really hard for me to pick Atlanta United. They are a dumpster fire right now. But FC Cincinnati, not very good. Atlanta at home. I'll take Atlanta. NYCFC and the New York Red Bulls in a bloodbath in New York. Will New York be blue or will it be red? I think it'll be red. Give me the Red Bulls. Montreal Impact against Orlando City at home. Give me Montreal at home. New England Revolution hosting DC United. DC United not righting the ship after firing Coach Ben Olsen. I'm going to have to take the New England Revolution. Sporting Kansas City and Minnesota FC. Both of those teams desperately needing points. And I hate to say it, I keep picking Sporting Kansas City, and they just keep proving me wrong. I'm going to take them again. Give me Kansas City at home. Toronto FC against the expansion team Inter Miami. Toronto's at home. I'll take Toronto. Colorado Rapids against Seattle Sounders. I always pick against the Colorado Rapids. Give me Seattle. Portland Timbers and Vancouver in a Cascadia Cup match. I will take Portland. LA Galaxy hosting Real Salt Lake. I'm going to just very reluctantly pick the Galaxy. And the Earthquakes hosting LAFC. I like LAFC. There's your picks for the weekend for Major League Soccer. Let's go to the UFC. Excuse me. And we'll go through the next UFC event in Abu Dhabi. And see what's up. And then we'll cover the sports stories of the day, and then it'll be time to be done. Okay, we're going to start in the prelims. And let's see, Johns is facing Natividad. Give me Johns. Casey against Cachoeira, and I'm going to take Casey. Jacoby against Lede. Give me Jacoby. Williams against Witt. Give me Witt. Strickland and Marshman. And I will take Strickland. Yanez against Rodriguez. Give me Yanez. Grutzamacher against Hernandez. And I will take Hernandez. That is the prelim card. Green and Moises getting it on. I'll take Green. Holland and Ontiveros. I will take... give me Holland with more experience. Hardy and Green, I will take Hardy. Philly and Mitchell, I'm going to have to take Mitchell on this one. And Hall and Silva in the main card, I will take Uriah Hall. And we will see how Fight Night Hall versus Silva shakes out on Saturday night. We'll check it out. Let's look at some of the top sports stories today. I don't even know if this is a story, but the MLB owners have okayed the sale of the Mets to billionaire Cohen. That's kind of like, hey, do you want to buy this broken down, beat up old jalopy? And everybody in the neighborhood's going, dude, I wouldn't buy that car. It's not really worth much. What are you paying that much for it? And the guy just buys it anyway. That's what's going on there. I don't know why anybody with lots of money would buy them, but that's what's going on. And the Bengals have got kind of a controversy that's not really a controversy in my mind. John Ross, wide receiver, opened up about his uncertain future with the Bengals. Hasn't, played in the last 4 of the team's last 5 games. And he's like, my role's been diminished. His lone offensive numbers this year, 2 catches, 17 yards in the season opener. Listed as doubtful this Sunday. And, he just he hasn't been able to hook it up with the Bengals. He's on the Bengals. I mean, there's your first problem. He's only appeared in 27 games in 4 seasons. He just doesn't have it. And he's like, trade me if you don't think I can play. Do you really think there's going to be a hotline of people going, gosh, we could really use that Bengals receiver that's hardly played in the last 4 years? Controversy without a controversy. I don't think there's really anything going on there. I mean, come on. Dude, please. If you had some numbers, if you had at least one big season, if you had one big game, somebody might be willing to take a bite of that. I mean, Des Bryant got signed this week, so anything can happen. But I don't know. Trevor Lawrence of Clemson, positive COVID-19 test. He will not play against Boston College. I don't know that that's going to hurt him too badly. But also Herb Adderley, member of the famed Green Bay Packers during their glory years with Vince Lombardi, passed away. So R.I.P. to Herb Adderley. There we go. Anything else going on here? Eastern Carolina and Tulsa in the second quarter. Eastern Carolina up 14-3. Hawaii and Wyoming in the first quarter. Wyoming up 7-0. And in that Big Ten game we were telling you about, end of 3, fourth quarter just starting, Minnesota 38, Maryland 21. And that is about all the sports that's going on for this Friday night. So let's see here. If we got anybody who wants to call in, 817-522-3948, we'll take your call. We'll talk some sports, and we'll be happy to do it. Happy as a clam. I'm looking around for more sports. Believe me, I am desperately searching for sports for you. Maybe we'll go into Tony La Russa just a little bit. Let me get to the MLB page here and go over that very quickly. We'll see if anything else is happening there or in the NFL in the way of major stories. And if there's not, then that will end it. Let's see. Ravens have given one of their tackles a $98.75 million extension. And let's see, Odell Beckham Jr. thanking the fans, says the ACL tear is really tough in the department of the brutally obvious. And one of the Vikings is tested positive for COVID-19. There we go. A little bit of speculation as whether the Texans would deal J.J. Watt or Will Fuller before the deadline. They're 1-6. They desperately need draft picks and salary cap space. J.J. Watt ain't what he used to be and hasn't been for 4 or 5 years. I think if you're going to get rid of somebody, why not? Might be better for him, might be better for the team. I don't know, but I think he is all hype at this point and a little bit of an ass clown. All right, let's see here. Cubs have declined the option on Lester, but he's hoping to return to the team. And the Indians, in an effort to save some money, have passed on Han and Santanis. As I mentioned, A.J. Hinch has gone to the Tigers, who called minutes after the World Series. The White Sox have declined options on Encarnacion and Gonzalez. The Rangers have turned down an $18 million option on Kluber for the next season. That sale of the Mets to the billionaire guy was approved by Major League Baseball owners, and the Rays World Series team have declined 2021 options on Morton and Zunino. Let's get into that A.J. Hinch story just a little bit. He, of course, was suspended. Knew he wanted to return to baseball. In about 30 minutes after the World Series last out, his phone rang. It was Detroit General Manager Al Avila telling Hinch to get on a plane. Tigers hired him toot sweet as their news manager, and they gave him a chance to return to Major League after being fired by Houston in the wake of the sign-stealing scandal. There you go. A.J. Hinch back in baseball with the Detroit Tigers. And let's get into this Tony La Russa thing just briefly before we wrap up tonight's Unnecessary Sports Show. And let's see. Let's see. He got the job this week because of another crony hire, according to this ESPN writer. And akin to the Ken Hawk Harrelson, former player, broadcaster, being moved to GM. And there you go. Harrelson immediately started getting rid of people. And one of them was Tony La Russa. So there you go. The White Sox expressed a little interest in A.J. Hinch. He said the job appealed to him. Once La Russa expressed a desire, nobody else had a chance. So there we are. They went from the attempt to hire a 46-year-old manager, A.J. Hinch, and now hiring the 76-year-old Tony La Russa. I would not count Tony La Russa out. We'll see how it works out in Chicago. The White Sox could do a lot worse, I suppose. But nice to see the elderly getting hired for a job. 817-522-3948. If you're going to call, you better call now, because we have reached the end of tonight's sports and all the updates we can give you. Let's see if there's been any progress on that Big Ten game versus Maryland and Minnesota. Minnesota 38, Maryland 21 at the end of 3. So nothing new happening there. Eastern Carolina still up on Tulsa 14-3, and Hawaii still trailing Wyoming 7-0. I believe that's going to do it tonight for the Unnecessary Sports Show. We will be back Monday night with more sports. Hope whatever you're planning in sports this weekend goes well for you. And I guess with that being said, all that's left to say is good night and good sports.